Aloha, everybody. Welcome to Dr. Matt's Facebook Live. My name is Deanne Hernandez. Last week, I had this same issue about rotating my phone that just happened. So I'm not sure if anybody's on live, but if you are, could you just give an okay that you guys hear me? Aloha, Sam, how are you? Could you just give an okay on the chat that you guys could hear me okay? Welcome, Norte. Aloha, Rachel. Oh, Dr. Rachel, aloha. I just spoke to Melanie this morning. She's one of your colleagues. Welcome everybody to the Facebook Live, and I know that all of you got a notification that Dr. Matt will be on today. And just like last week, Dr. Matt is traveling. He is on a plane right now. Thank you so much, Norte, for confirming the sound. He's on a plane right now to go see his daughter. So I know last week I shared that Dr. Matt will be on, and to know that Dr. Matt does his best to keep up with his commitments. And unfortunately, this week he's just on a plane to go see his daughter and traveling. So you guys have me. You guys have me today. For those of you who don't know me, because I know that this Facebook Live is to the public, I am a trainer of NLP. I've been studying NLP for over 10 years, and I have a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. Pretty much dedicated my life to finding tools and techniques that work in transformation. And for those of you who have met me, I am very passionate about getting these teachings out there. And so I will be sharing something with you guys this week and hoping that you get something out of it. And what I wanted to share and talk about this week is I wanted to talk about stress. It was kind of interesting. This morning, I was thinking about talking about perceptions and meaning, and then I had an aha moment. I want to refer you guys back to a podcast that we posted on social media about beliefs. It is an interview with Dr. Aaliyah Crum and Andrew Huberman. And I want to talk about stress, how your belief about stress affects you, and what you can do about it. Because what's really cool is science is catching up to studies in consciousness and studying the mental she studies the effect of what we believe about something and what it does at the biological level. This past weekend, I was teaching at a virtual training, the one in Houston. We had a live training in Boise. We had a live training in Houston, and I was doing the virtual side. And one of the students messaged, she said, during the reframing segment, and for those of you who don't know, NLP reframing is just using your language to change the perspective of things. And she types in the virtual chat, she says, what do I do with people around me who have overwhelm? She says that many people in her environment are feeling overwhelmed, and how can she reframe that? And I thought about that question this morning, and I said to myself, how can I answer that? And I thought, what a better way to answer that than let's break down NLP and what it has to do with your definition of stress. So in the world of NLP, we believe that the words that you use don't only describe your reality, it creates your reality. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take an inventory of what the word stress means to you. In NLP terminology, we use complex equivalence. That's just a fancy term for saying, what does stress equal? What does it mean to you? Because Dr. Aaliyah Crum had discovered that in our society, there is a public health message that stress is bad. And when she dug into the research, she actually found studies that said that stress is a positive thing, that it narrows your focus, that at a biological level, your hormones that get produced when you're in times of stress can build your physiology, it builds your muscle. She even used a term that I really, really like that I've never heard before. She used the term post-traumatic growth. And I was kind of like, wow, usually PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, is how you hear that. But she said there's such a thing as post-traumatic growth. And stress can actually enhance your sense of connection to the world. So she had all this science to prove that. So what she did is she did an experiment. Again, she is the head of the Stanford Mind and Body Lab. And she took a group of people in a corporate setting in 2008, and she split them into 3 groups. One control group, and then 2 groups of 160 people each. This was in 2008, during a time when people thought they were going to lose their jobs. So they were in the mindset of stress. So one group, what she did is she showed them a 9-minute video of how stress is positive, how stress can enhance your life. How they showed footage of athletes, you know, like a last minute scoring a goal. And they produced this video to just broadcast the message that stress is good, stress is positive. And then they had another group of 160 people with a 9-minute video, just perpetuating already what public health tells us about stress, that it's bad. And what they did a week later is they put these groups into a situation that was stressful. It was actually specifically public speaking. And they measured them at a biological level. And what they found is that the group that was shown the 9-minute video that stress was positive actually had different biological markers than the other group. And so at a physical level, believing that stress is positive can make a difference in your body. She also said that across the board, most groups do feel that stress is a bad thing, except she found one group that thought differently, and that was a group of Navy SEALs. She actually studied a group that was going to go into the basics, so where they were Navy SEAL candidates. And these people, this group, actually believed that stress was a source of growth for them. And she found that the individuals that believed that more actually were able to pass the test. And I believe only 15% of people pass it. And that they had faster times with their obstacle courses. And just overall, they believed that stress was a good thing. And so it showed up in their reality. Now, what does that mean for you? So I want you guys to start to think about, what does stress mean to you specifically? Because in NLP, we teach you the power of words and the power of labels. The word stress, what comes up for you? What do you believe about stress? The interesting thing is, in Dr. Alia's body of knowledge, they make 3 suggestions. They say, number 1, acknowledge the meaning of stress for you. Number 2, welcome it. And number 3, use that energy of stress to go get something that you want. Put it towards a goal. And I hope maybe one of you has access to Dr. Alia Crum, because if any of you hear this, I would like to take it to a whole nother notch with the power of NLP. Because I know there are many people out there that can consciously tell themselves that stress is a positive thing. However, at an unconscious level, they don't believe that. Dr. Alia Crum, by the way, she also said, it's not that stress is a bad thing. Bad things can happen when stress is involved. However, it's about how do you use and utilize stress to be able to do the things that you want to do. So it's not that you want to be stressed out all the time to grow. It's just that when you do experience stress, how can you shift your perspective on it? So with NLP, for those of you who haven't taken NLP, I suggest you take a training, whether it's with our company or someone else. We just had 2 live trainings this past weekend with a virtual training. Our next virtual training is in December. If getting to a location is difficult for you, learn NLP so that you can learn about how you make meaning in this world. Because for those of you who know NLP, instead of also reframing, or in addition to reframing what stress means for you, go do a submodality belief change. I did it this morning. I'm a new mom. I have a 14-month-old, and the definition of stress for me has changed over the past year. This morning I was stressed out. I was thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this Facebook Live? What am I going to talk about? What's going to be inspiring that people are going to want to hear, since our attention spans are so short? And so I was stressed out, but I did my work. I did a submodality belief change on stress, and wow, my body feels different. I still feel what I feel when it comes to either presenting or getting in front of a group of people. But instead of being worried about it, I'm kind of thinking, yeah, this is good for my body. I'm going to benefit from this. This is going to help me grow. And so I hope this was helpful for all of you. So again, just think about the meaning that you attach to the word stress. If you know NLP, change it at the unconscious level. And I'll be adding some links down below on the comments of some resources that support that stress is a powerful thing in your life. So I hope you guys have a wonderful and amazing day, a wonderful and amazing week. And Dr. Matt will be back next week in this Facebook Live. Aloha and ahuiho.